Below is a full 45-minute voiceover script crafted in a cinematic, emotional, deeply researched, and curiosity-driven style. It follows your exact structure. Hook right pointing arrow dynamic narrative right pointing arrow chained curiosity loops right pointing arrow emotional realism, with Princess Leonor, the Spanish royal family, and the Juan Sebastián de Elcano at the center. Is Princess Leonor secretly married aboard the Juan Sebastián de Elcano? A ship at sea, Spain's future queen, a ceremony no one was supposed to witness. But what if everything you think you know is wrong? Because whispers say this: Princess Leonor may have married in the one place no royal protocol could reach. Aboard the Juan Sebastián de Elcano. And the truth is far more shocking than the rumor. The Juan Sebastián de Elcano is not just a training ship. It's a floating symbol of Spain's legacy, an academy of discipline, honor, and transformation. And when Princess Leonor, heir to the throne, boarded it, everything changed. Because this wasn't just a naval training journey. It became a world away from palace walls, media lenses, and centuries of suffocating tradition. And that isolation created the perfect environment for a secret far bigger than any public itinerary revealed. But before the rumor, before the speculation, before the quiet gasps among palace insiders, there was a moment when someone whispered 6 words. She didn't return as a princess. The implication: she returned as something more. Something irreversible. Something that could alter the monarchy forever. A wife. Rumors never arise without oxygen. This one began with an unexpected source. Crew members who noticed a pattern in Leonor's behavior on board. She wasn't distant. She wasn't cold. She wasn't the unreachable royal the public imagines. Instead, she was warm, present, laughing in corridors normally filled with stiff naval formality. And she spent time, too much time, some said, with a young officer in training who, at first, seemed like everyone else. But he wasn't. He was educated, reserved, from a discreet Spanish family with historical military ties. The kind of background the crown prefers. The kind of background the public never notices. Their interactions were almost nothing. A shared compass. A late-night conversation on deck. A moment during storm training where she slipped, and he caught her. Small things. Insignificant on their own, but chained together, they became the foundation of something undeniably real. And palace insiders swear this. Their connection was not only visible, it was impossible to hide. But was it love? Or was it duty? Or something far more complicated? The answer opens the next loop. Princess Leonor has lived her entire life under expectation. Spain's future queen, Europe's youngest female heir, the daughter of a king whose reign has been anything but simple. She knows pressure. She breathes it daily. But what she faced before boarding the Elcano was different. It was personal. Marriage speculation had begun to swallow her. Foreign princes, European heirs, names thrown at her as if she were a prize to be claimed. She wanted escape, not from duty, but from voices telling her who she should love. And aboard the Elcano, for the first time, she wasn't Princess Leonor. She was Leonor, a student, a peer, a fellow sailor. And when someone treats you like a human, not a symbol, something shifts. Affection becomes possible, connection becomes natural, love becomes real. But love inside a monarchy is never simple. Because love inside a monarchy is political. And the palace knew it. When the ship docked again in Spain, something strange happened. The royal family greeted her, but with a tone far too serious for a simple naval return. Queen Letizia, usually poised and controlled, looked tense. King Felipe appeared unusually quiet. Sofia hugged Leonor longer than usual, as if trying to sense whether something had changed. Because they knew the rumors. They had heard whispers from Navy officials. And they understood the consequences. The Spanish Constitution is clear. A monarch's marriage affects the state. A secret wedding, even symbolic, could cascade into scandal, constitutional crisis, and accusations of reckless independence. So when Leonor disembarked, the royal family's expression said everything. Something happened. But what? According to multiple naval sources. And this is where the rumor becomes fire. There was a night during the voyage when the ship's routine shifted. Lights dimmed earlier than usual. Officers gathered in select rooms. A quiet, respectful hush fell over the deck. Leonor appeared wearing simple white. Not a gown, not a dress, just white. And standing opposite her, the same young officer in training she had grown close to. The rumor claims a chaplain was present. That vows were exchanged. That rings were symbolic, not official. That the ceremony was private, emotional, and sincere. A moment between two souls, not two institutions. But here's the contradiction. Royal marriages require government approval. Parliament. State presence. Legal documentation. Aboard a naval vessel, none of that existed. So was it a wedding? Or was it something else? A promise. A symbolic union. A declaration of intent before fate could pull them apart. This is where the rumor fractures into two versions. One says, it was real, a secret marriage, hidden to avoid scandal. The other says, it was a symbolic ceremony, an emotional commitment with no legal binding. Both versions share one truth. Something intimate happened aboard the Elcano. When Leonor returned, close friends noticed it instantly. She was confident, but softer. Disciplined, but glowing. Stronger, but warmer. As if she had gained something priceless. Or someone. And she carried an object. A small, discreet ring on a chain around her neck. Never seen before. Never mentioned publicly. The palace never addressed it. They simply ignored it. Which, ironically, made it louder. Royal silence is never empty. It is strategic. And in that silence, speculation grew. Queen Letizia is known for protecting her daughters with ferocity. She would never approve a secret marriage. Unless she believed it served Leonor's emotional well-being. King Felipe, on the other hand, understands the burden of the crown. He knows what sacrifice means. He lived it himself. He understands what forbidden love can cost. The tension became a silent debate behind palace walls. Should the future queen be allowed to choose love freely? Or must she choose Spain? Some insiders say Letizia supported Leonor's independence. Others say Felipe insisted that any union must follow Spanish constitutional procedure. But one thing they all agree on. This was the most emotionally charged issue the family had faced in years. And the public saw shadows of it. In certain glances, certain stiffness, certain forced smiles. As if disagreements had been quietly brewing. Because if Leonor did marry, even symbolically, it meant rewriting the monarchy's future. Officially, the Spanish Navy denies everything. No ceremony occurred. No special event took place. No officer had an inappropriate relationship with the heir to the throne. They never deny the closeness. They never deny the bond. They never deny the possibility. And in modern monarchy, the absence of denial is often the closest thing to confirmation. Sailors rotate. Officers retire. People talk. And whispers are like smoke. They come from fire. If Princess Leonor did secretly marry aboard the Juan Sebastián de Elcano, Spain's future has already changed. Not officially, not publicly, but emotionally. Because a queen who chooses love becomes a queen the people connect to. Not just respect. And a queen who follows her heart becomes a queen who leads with humanity. But it also creates a storm. Would the Spanish government accept the man she chose? Would the marriage be recognized? Would the monarchy protect her decision? Or attempt to erase it? There is a version of this story where Leonor becomes the most modern monarch Spain has ever known. One who marries not for politics, but for love. And another version, where the palace spends years hiding what truly happened at sea. Which version is real? The palace won't say. The Navy won't say. Leonor won't say. But the rumor persists. Whispers continue. And the truth floats somewhere between myth and reality. Adrift like the ship where it all began. If Princess Leonor truly exchanged vows on the open sea, under the stars, with no cameras, just emotion, sincerity, and courage, then she did something extraordinary. She lived, for a moment, as Leonor the woman. Not Leonor the future queen. Not Leonor the institution. Just Leonor. And maybe, that's the most revolutionary act of all.